On this week's weekly video fishing forecast, we have bluefish tips for those fishing the big Long Island Sound Bluefish Tournament. We have more details on the September fishing show and some exciting podcast news. And of course, our correspondents check in from around the island with the latest fishing information. All this at thefisherman.com.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
$25,000 if you can catch the heaviest blue.
The WICC Spectre Eye Care Greatest Bluefish Tournament on Earth is back for its 40th year.
Happening all over Long Island Sound the weekend of August 27th and 28th. Over $40,000 in cash prizes. Plus, new this year, $1,000 for an under 18 winner. Sign up now at bait and tackle shops or online at bluefishtournament.com. The WICC Spectre Eye Care Greatest Bluefish Tournament on Earth. See you on the Sound.
Today is Thursday, August 25th, and this week we are reporting from Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle at Britannia Marina. This weekend is the Big Long Island Sound Bluefish Tournament, and we have a few tips that may put you on your way to that $25,000. Captain Andy Locascio has won that grand prize in the past, and we have him on the phone. Andy.
All right, good luck, first of all, my fellow competitors for this week's Bluefish contest. Obviously, we've got a low tide at dawn and dusk, plenty of fish in the Western Sounds, certainly from Execution Light all the way to the east. I've been out in the middle for the most part. I'm sure there's some in the harbors. Look, the one thing I say that people should do, and they probably do wrong on most of these tournaments, is that they work too hard on Friday night after midnight, and then by the time comes to Sunday morning, when the morning fish usually get caught, they're exhausted. So I always say, just plan your days accordingly. Know that you're going to go till Sunday at 5 p.m. and be smart about it. Don't kill yourself early on. Try and get in spots where there's a good number of fish. You can pick through them. Try and find the right fish. And for those of you who like to just go for it, you might want to fish a little bit more inshore and hit a bunch of shallow spots and use your judgment. Do what you do best. Don't go out there and do something you don't normally do just because your buddy said, oh, this was working. Fish what you know, and you got your best chance of success in this tournament.
Phil from Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle in Northport has these tips for us on catching bluefish.
Hey guys, for all you guys fishing the WICC Bluefish Tournament, just wanted to give you a few tips. Trolling, umbrellas works really good this time of year. Bunker spoons if there's a lot of bunker in the Sound, adult size. Diamond jigging has been super effective this past week until the rain that we just got recently, but it shouldn't matter. The water out in the Sound is going to be nice and clear, so the diamond jigs should be a great way to get them. If you want to go bunker chunking early in the morning, late at night, don't be surprised if you catch a couple 20 to 30 pound bass. They've been in the area as well. Throwing topwater plugs might get you some of the smaller ones if you start seeing the birds diving and the bait on top. But just make sure you've got some spinning rods ready to go, diamond jigs. Don't slack off, don't stick to one thing. Make sure you're ready to go. You could win a lot of money. So we're a way station here. Make sure you bring in something big and have fun while you're doing it. Thank you very much.
Max from Fisherman's World on the Connecticut side has this advice.
Hey everyone, this is Max from Fisherman's World, and this is the week of the WICC Greatest Bluefish Tournament on Earth. The bluefish in the past couple weeks has actually picked up in our local waters. We've seen some good action. I've got it on myself diamond jigging, and I've seen a lot of pictures from customers. They're catching them all different methods. The chunk bite at 28 and 11B on the outgoing has been fantastic. Guys were reporting a really good bite. I would fish some deeper water spots like 40 to 60 feet and always bring a bunker and a lot of bunker chunk. If you're gonna do diamond jigging, I would diamond jig 11B on the outgoing in the deeper water spots, and then when the tide starts slowing down, move to the high spot in the middle of the reef. The fish have been keyed in on small bait out there and adult bunker, so you can mix it up with all different methods. Trolling wire like umbrella rigs is a really good way to catch bluefish and to cover some water too. You're trolling, you mark some fish, you can hit a man overboard button and start working that one area. To our west, places like 32A to the weather buoy is really good for trolling, and we've seen some actually really cool blitzes come out of there at sunrise and sunset with bluefish on adult bunker schools. And then guys fishing to our east, places like Middle Ground, that's always a really good bet, and the mouth of the Housatonic always holds tons of bait. The greatest bite in the mouth of Housatonic can be early morning into the nighttime, and then sunset hours. We're fully stocked up in the shop with everything you need. So good luck for everybody that enters. And then our local fishing, striped bass still remains a little slow. The schoolie action is actually really good in the morning right now in sunset hours with all the small bait around. So throwing stuff like little super strike poppers, small Hayden spooks, small soft plastics works well to match the hatch with all the peanut bunker. So that's pretty good. And then the fluke fishing it's so-so. Guys are finding some nice fluke, but they're really working areas. And this time of year can be tricky because you can find them in deep water and then shallow water along our beaches with all the small bait. So bucktails tipped with squid and spring work well, and then gulp is always a really good alternative for guys that don't want to use bait. Porgy fishing still remains red hot from our beaches and from the boat. Guys are catching them from the piers, the state beaches, and then on our deep water reefs and our shallow water reefs. High-low rigs with clams, sandworm, squid work really well. Sea bass, I would definitely concentrate on some deeper water wrecks. That's always the best bet this time of year with the hot waters. You can find them in like 50 feet to 80 feet, even 100 feet sometimes. They'll take a variety of jigs, bucktails tipped with gulp, squid, and then diamond jigs, butterfly jigs, knife jigs, you name it. All right, thanks and good luck.
For all the information, click on the card in the top right or visit bluefishtournament.com. The weekly video fishing forecast is now available in a podcast form. Search for the Fisherman Magazine podcast on iTunes and Google Podcasts and subscribe to get all the great audio content. In other news, we are excited to bring back the big show at the Long Island Hilton. This year will be better than ever, as now the show will cover surf, inshore, and offshore. So mark your calendars for September 22nd, and the first 500 through the door get a goodie bag worth that price admission alone. The Fisherman Magazine is running a giveaway with Gamakatsu that includes hooks, tackle, apparel, and bags. To enter into the drawing, just sign up for our free e-newsletter. The link is in the description below. Now, let's go around the map, and I'll tell you what I've been hearing about the fishing in our area. Starting in the west, we got word of fluke to 6 pounds being caught on the outside by the reefs, and then on the inside by the Meadowbrook, Montauk, and the Robert Moses Bridge, we've been hearing of a good amount holding there as well for those anglers drifting rigs and bouncing their favorite fluke bucktails. On the bunker pods outside, I heard cobia from 30 to 60 pounds were being picked again. The key is going from one pod to another until you find the fish. Along the central south shore, weak fish popped up near Ocean Beach and the lighthouse, while the top of the flood tide saw good fluke action in the same area also. Outside the inlets was also good, as Mauritius saw good fluking with sharks and cobia on the bunker pods. I had a good fluke session last week and was able to attain my 4 fish limit using bucktails with a teaser setup that I went over in last week's video, with gulp 4 and swimming lugs, of course. As we continue east to Montauk, we learned the earlier portions of the week were a little windy, but as the seas settled, boats were able to get out on the usual tuna ground south of the point and south of windmills off Block Island for a mix of yellow and bluefin tuna. The Dump, Gully, and the Suffolk Wreck were all seeing life. Fluking was decent in Montauk again last week, with the deep waters in about 100 feet of water off the south side seeing good action. Larger natural strip baits were the way to go out this way. Along the north shore from City Island to Orient Point, there was some excellent porgy fishing. Fluke have made a remarkable resurgence this past week, with the West End seeing many fluke with a ratio of 20 shorts to 1 keeper, while the Mid-Island section is enjoying a 10-to-1 ratio based off of feedback. The eastern end of Long Island has seen less fluke, but the quality has been much better. Striped bass fishing has tailed off to the west end, but remains red hot in Central Sound. Stripers on the east end have quieted down a bit, but have been replaced by big bluefish. For the exact details on depths and location, give your local tackle shop a visit. News 12 meteorologist Rich Von Ohlen has been doing well on the fishing front. Ocean fluke to 25 inches, topwater stripers in the back of the western bays, and cocktail bluefish action Reynolds Channel. How is the weekend weather looking for the big Long Island Sound Bluefish Tournament? Rich?
All right, thanks, Matt. Let's check that weekend forecast and see what we got going on. You can always check favorite apps, websites, weather tools, whatever you got. This is a general heads-up, general overview on the upcoming weekend. So starting out as usual with the water temps and a lot of 70s holding on there, Sound and the ocean. Wave heights look good for Saturday. General 2 to 4. I think it's a light and variable breeze. There'll be some clouds, a little bit of rain around, but I think it's fishable. Little 4 to 8 start to roll in from the east-northeast. Sunday, it could be a little bit rougher, but it looks fishable, looks manageable. Again, look at the futurecast there Saturday. There's some green on there. I think the worst you'll have to deal with is dodging some, like rain showers around the ocean. Some stuff Saturday evening, a little more chances of some light showers and light rain for Sunday. I don't think it rains all day, but you may want to be aware of that little east-southeast breeze on Sunday. High tide Saturday, North Shore for midday, South Shore for about 8 in the morning. There's a high temp, 70s, 80s on Saturday, perhaps a little touch cooler perhaps on Sunday. Let's check the Guru and see what's going on here. And as we look at this, you can kind of get the idea. There's Saturday. Don't see a lot of wind. This looks really good. The sea's fairly calm, so very manageable. A little lumpier on Sunday. I see a little more of a 10 to 15 with more of an easterly southeast breeze. Could make things a little bumpier, but I think for the most part, we're in good shape. Overall, good looking weekend. Enjoy, get out, catch him up, be safe as always. Matt, back to you.
It's time for our correspondents to check in. Let's start off with Captain Timothy O'Rourke from Montauk. Tim.
Thanks, Matt. Well, greetings everybody from Montauk this week. Yup, we're getting down to the wire here in the summer. A couple weeks left before Labor Day. Things are still moving along. Local inshore bass, bluefish stuff starting to slow down in regards to light tackle and fly fishing. Fish are kind of moving around. We need a little bit of a cold break. Some reports of some false albacore for any of you fly fishing, light tackle guys. Way to the east, more like Narragansett out to the Cape. So we should be seeing them in another week or two moving in. If we get some cold weather, we'll probably get them quicker. Locally, bass fishing's kind of slowing down locally. They're still picking away at some nice fish here and there, but most of the guys are heading out east towards Block. Offshore reports, really the king of the report this week. A lot of good stuff going on. Some bluefins still locally, plenty of opportunities out in the canyon. Talked to a couple guys. They asked not to be named because that's tuna fishing. A few guys had a couple nice big eyes, some yellowfins, a bunch of knockdowns with trolling. Some other guys were doing yellowfins. They were also doing like a mixed trip of tile, and they caught some cod on the way in. Dan on the Double D, he sent me some codfish pictures. So there's a lot of mixed stuff kicking in. Fluking locally is starting to slow down. It's a little bit more of a pick, but the quality of the fish is there. So I guess it's a trade-off. All right, I'll let it back to you, Matt. The weather's looking great for the weekend. Everybody get out, try to enjoy the last bits of summer, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.
From Shinnecock, let's check in with Mike Dean.
Thanks, Matt. Hey, everyone. Same kind of stuff going on here as the last few weeks. The inshore bite with fluke has improved. I believe it was like 7.5 pound fluke got taken on the Hampton Lady on their high roller pool the other day, and been a pretty steady bite. Shinnecock Star has been on them, and just buddies of mine that I know have been out said that it's improved. It's mostly been in the ocean. There are some fluke back in the bay, but obviously these water temps with the weather has been pretty up there. Same thing, I've been trying a couple of times here and there for getting those schoolies right at the lip of the marsh in the bay, and while there's a ton of bait, I've not had any luck. Off the beach, kind of the same thing. I've heard of some random bass being caught, people soaking a clam chunk, also some very big rays, and occasionally if someone's using bunker chunks, there have been some sand tigers that are there all the time, but it's big news when someone catches one now. Also in the inlets, drifting bunker or spots has produced some, just about slot-sized fish, just about, even some 29, 31-inch fish, but not too much has been going on. There have been some bonito caught in Shinnecock Inlet, so, things are coming together, for the full run to come full force in, not too far out. So, but it does seem like offshore, if you get a chance to get out there and the weather conditions are going to cooperate, take the opportunity. The fishing seems really good out there, and inshore soon enough we'll be catching a lot of bass. So anyway, enjoy your weekend, catch them up, leave a comment below, let us know how you did, and back to you, Matt.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, let's check in with Captain Al Lorenzetti.
Hey, Matt. Fire Island report. I got a good report. Weak fish. I had 2 days fishing this week and limited out on weak fish both days. Fluke fishing's a little tough. A lot of shorts, probably 15 shorts to one keeper. Inside offshore on the Fire Island reef, it's a decent pick, but you got to get lucky, find a good piece that hasn't been hit, and you got to work real close to the pieces. Let's see, what else is going on? Tuna fishing, again, Bacardi area offshore, and like I said, bottom fishing is solid. So, if you want the full extended report, check out skimmeroutdoors.com, my website, and that's where I give a more full report for the week. So that's it for this week, Matt. Talk to you next week.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Another great week here at River Bay Outfitters. We ran a trip to up to the Farmington. Holy moly, that water was low but cold. We were fishing water that was 45 degrees and it was hot. Monday was supposed to rain. It did not. It was a phenomenal day as far as being up there in the weather. The Fishing, different story. Very technical. I love it. I saw fish, they were rising all around us. 16, 17, 18-inch brookies, brown trout and rainbows, all on small flies. I was up there with Dennis, I was up there with Walter, I was up there with a bunch of people, and we did catch a few fish, but man, you had to work for it. Very good, cool day. The next day, I was fortunate enough, got home, got the boat on the trailer. My wife and I decided to go out and do a little looking for bluefish. Didn't find many of them, the wind was blowing, but we had a ball with the fluke. We had a great time with the fluke. We might have had one or two keepers, but considering we're not keeping them, they're not keepers anyway. We had a great time. Now we're gonna go and actually go to Point Lookout and get some fried clams. So until next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Jamaica Bay, we have Captain Vinny sitting in for Chris Landry.
Hi, Maddie. I'm doing the report for Chris. He's in Miami this week. Got Captain Vinny from Carolina. Right now, we're on the tuna grounds. Big news. Bluefin tuna are off the Rockaways again. No hidden secret. Yesterday, we had an overfish, probably 80 inches. A couple of fish this morning were landed. So that fight seems to be happening. Kobe is still inside, inshore to the east of Debs. Striped bass-wise, we had a couple of charters over the weekend. New York Harbor still going strong. Live bunker, flutter spoons, some fish on the eels. Big movement of porgies back in Jamaica Bay. The head boats are on them, plus the sporties. Bluefish, schoolie bass throughout Jamaica Bay. That's about it for this week. Check in with me next week. Thanks.
Last week, we checked in with Captain Benn Gilmour from Marina Pez Vela down in Costa Rica.
Hey there, guys, and welcome to Marina Pez Vela, Costa Rica with this week's fishing report. Right now, we got a great mahi-mahi bite going on. Just 8 to 15 miles from our coastline here in Costa Rica. There's a lot of debris which builds up as a result of the recent rains that we've been having, and the mahi-mahi love to gather under this debris. Some great fishing, lots of fish in the 8 to 15 pound range, and some big bull dorado, 30 pounds and above as well, showing up also. We've had some really nice wahoo over the offshore reefs, plenty of wahoo in the 20 to 30 pound range, and further offshore, typically 30 miles and above, we've had some really nice yellowfin tuna. Only yesterday there was a 130 pound yellowfin tuna caught, and lots of fish in the 20 to 50 pound range. Bill fishing's been good. We got blue marlin plus a few sailfish, and the fishing is really going to get cranking here from November onwards. Would love to see you guys down here in Costa Rica. Back over to you, Matt.
Just a reminder that the digital edition is available online now. We have a review of Sterling Dial Side Trackers by John Raguso. Bob Mickelson has a cool read on the American eel, and Nick DeGennaro has an article about offshore life on the tuna grounds. All this and more in the current digital issue of the Fisherman magazine. Remember, $29.95 gets you 12 glossy print issues and the weekly digital content, and full access to the website too. And best of all, you can compete in the Coastal Kayak Clash and Dreamboat contest. Check out this video's description on YouTube for all the related links and index for specific reports. Please support our correspondents by visiting their websites and social media pages. And good luck this weekend if you're fishing in the Big Bluefish tournament. We'll see you right here next week at thefisherman.com.